Testing. What is going on, dudes? This is VaporTheGamer, and welcome back to another FNAF reaction. I hope you guys have been enjoying Hypno's Lullaby FNAF mod that I've been playing the last few days. Hello? Yes, I'm awake. I promise. Shut up. We're going to be continuing it for sure today, but we're also going to be uploading this. So I want to really check this out. Ever since I reacted to kind of like a full story of FNAF done by FuhNaff, your boy John, yes, my good old Thunder Buddy,
Thunder Buddies for life, right, Johnny?
has solved FNAF's security breach, and I would love to know the secrets that he knows. I feel like I'm gonna come out of this like I came out of Infinity War in the theaters, just complete shock and awe. So everything will be linked in the description down below so you can check everything out for yourself, along with obviously John from FNAF. Please go check out his channel and his socials. He's pretty active and he deserves it. So we can play on this bad boy in 3, 2, 1.
I spent the last month diving back into FNAF's security breach, trying to figure out what mysteries we've yet to solve, and there's a lot. I feel like MatPat has taken on the bigger mysteries of this game and has largely been correct, but what I found is that there's still a ton of questions that have gone unanswered. In this video, I'm going to explain my journey of trying to figure out the story of this game and showing you some things that I've yet to see anyone else discover. I want to make it very clear, this is just a theory. I'm not saying any of this is
John,
but I do think there are some really cool
I was gonna believe it.
No one discover yet. So sit back, relax, and please do not send me hate tweets on
I'm gonna send you love tweets.
My story begins here. The secret room above the daycare. I've always been curious about this room because we never really found out who lives here. Is it Gregory living in the Pizzaplex because he has nowhere to go, or was it Vanny plotting her plan to bring back Afton? I decided to give the room a deeper look since I've never really done that before. I knew I wasn't gonna find
children, John, the children,
because we've already kind of found all the secrets in this game, or so I thought. While casually looking around, I heard this noise. Then looked down to see the glass on the floor. I never even noticed the glass before this moment because it's so easy to miss in all the clutter. But the most shocking thing to me wasn't the glass, it was the fact that the glass had a sound effect. In a game as huge as Security Breach, where they reuse textures and sounds all over the place, why place glass on the ground and take the time to add a sound effect when you walk over it? This turned my more casual lore hunt into a month-long investigation and research hunt. All it took was that one sound effect. In a game that's as confusing as this, I thought it'd be important to just start at the beginning. Where did the glass come from? How did this all start? And the only place we can really figure that out is from the old trusty emails from FNAF AR. If you didn't know, back when FNAF AR was alive, it was supposed to be the bridge from FNAF Help Wanted to Security Breach, effectively setting up the story for the new game. In FNAF AR, a bunch of emails were found that seemed to be a conversation between Vanessa and Lewis, both working for Fazbear Entertainment at the time. These emails showed Lewis, who works in the IT department, trying to warn Vanessa about some red flags he's finding in her search history during work hours. Finding that she goes from searching things like flowers and the migration pattern of bees to how far can a human being be cut in half before losing consciousness. These red flags don't get her fired because Lewis has a major crush on her and constantly asks her for coffee throughout these emails. He makes it clear that he is the one who receives all the red flag reports and that he would rather quit than file an incident report on her. As the one-sided conversation goes on, Lewis starts to get more concerned. He notices that she searched the word help and ordered a torture device called a thumbscrew to the office. If you don't know what a thumbscrew is, I'm not going to show an actual one on screen, but if you have the stomach for it, you can Google it if you want. Lewis goes on to say that it feels like there's two sides of Vanessa, one that orders cupcake cookbooks and one that is Googling how to induce compliance in human subjects. These emails were all posted in December of 2019, which means that we found out that Vanny and Vanessa could possibly be the same person 2 years before the actual game's release. And I know what you're thinking, are these emails even still canon? Some of these were dug up in the source code of FNAF AR and not officially released. Are those still canon? And
sorry, I
googled the same
it.
Thing. Apparently, Scott Cawthon said he knew the emails would get out eventually, kind of confirming their canonicity, but other than that, I wasn't sure until I looked around the secret daycare room. A lot of people theorized that this room and the little room under the pirate ship in Pirate's Cove belong to Gregory, living at the mall because he has nowhere else to go. But if you look at the clothes hanging next to the arcade machine, those are adult clothes. So if it's not Gregory, who is it? Well, let's keep looking. In the box right in the middle of the room, there's a few things, one of them being a cupcake tin. Remember, Lewis mentioned that Vanessa likes cupcakes, but the biggest piece of evidence was right in front of us the whole time. Right on the table in the main room is a thumbscrew, the same thing that Lewis mentioned Vanessa ordered to the office.
What?
This object doesn't appear anywhere else in the entire game. It was made specifically for this room. And also, what happens when you jump onto the platform that Sun jumps off of and look down? Flowers. Lewis mentions that Vanessa likes flowers, cupcakes, and ordered a thumbscrew to the office. Match that with the sticky note over here depicting a beach with a crab and seashells, just like the other hideout in Pirate's Cove.
God.
At this point, I was losing my mind because
I'm
just
losing
like
my
the
mind,
3
and
pixels
I'm not
of
even
Chica's
awake
beak
yet.
in the FNAF 4 minigame, this little thumbscrew in a secret room of this game seemed to solve the mystery. The FNAF AR emails actually play a bigger role than I originally thought. That one thumbscrew seemingly connects the content of FNAF AR to this game, but we still don't have a definitive answer for who is occupying this room. It could definitely be Vanessa, but what if I told you it could also be Lewis? The one person who is extremely concerned about Vanessa and who admits in the emails that her red flag orders get sent to him. That would explain all the boxes in the room filled with things she likes like nail files, a cupcake tin, and the thumbscrew that might have been thrown in with it all. What if Lewis is the one hiding in the mall trying to figure out what Vanessa is up to? Need more proof? In the secret room right next to the hanging clothes, you can see a duffel bag containing a message. The message that you find is titled Arcade Conspiracy. The message reads, exit interview. They are working together. The arcades, they are hiding something. The glitches, glitch them all at the same time, then the princess will recognize me. She's testing me. I am not yet worthy. The others are protecting it. Let me stay. I'm so close. Just one more night, please. I can save the princess. This is one message in a series of messages from someone who works at the company who is investigating the Princess Quest arcade machines. Although this employee is never named, the message right before this one is titled Red Flag, the one thing that Lewis said he's in charge of. Need more proof? Well, let's look around.
Give
Remember
it to
the
me.
box we found the cupcake tin in? See how it's sitting on top of another box? If you look into that
Oh my
box
God,
at a
there's 2
certain angle,
boxes.
you can see a note with the numbers 141. Now, where in this game can you find something with the numbers 141 in it? Let me point you towards the retro CDs, specifically retro CD number 5, 7141. This is one of the only CDs that mentions Lewis. Let's take a listen.
No way, really?
Vanessa, let's jump right in, shall we? I got a message last night about you, and I have to be honest, it was upsetting. Apparently, the IT department has put together a pretty lengthy report chronicling non-job related communications that have been coming to your computer. What bothers me about what I read is that the messages you're getting seem very manipulative in nature.
I get a lot of messages from friends. I like when Lewis writes to me. He's funny.
I'm not talking about Lewis. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm not in the tech department. I just type on the computers.
I know that.
Oh my God.
But what matters here is that this person who is contacting you knows a lot about you.
Lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen.
That last line Vanessa says is very important. Let me read you a part of this email that Lewis sent Vanessa. Hey Ness, it was really great talking to you today. I think that might be the first time we've actually had an in-person conversation. I had no idea you were into IT stuff. I always think my job sounds so boring, but you were so interested it made me start thinking, hey, maybe IT is cool after all. Or maybe you're just a good listener.
Lots of people know more than I do.
Sometimes I need to listen.
These emails were meant to play a bigger role in this game than I thought they would. Everyone, including me, thought Steelwool scrapped the story they originally started with because we figured it out beforehand. But what if we didn't figure out all of it yet? What if, at least for some parts, they're telling the story they've been meaning to tell since 2019? Spoiler alert, they're not. At least I think. Let me show you what I found. After looking at all the evidence, I firmly believe that Illumix and Steelwool were trying to tell 2 versions of the same story. Or Illumix was trying to set up the story for security breach and Steelwool decided to retcon some of it. And the proof for this statement comes from somewhere that you will not expect. Back when FNAF AR was announced, Illumix made a fake Reddit account under the name user 5541GGNIK001, using this account to respond to people expressing their excitement for FNAF AR. But the FNAF community quickly figured out that this was no random fan, it was Illumix themselves. The account then revealed itself to be Illumix and posted an odd paragraph detailing some lore about the game. In this paragraph, they explained that the animatronics have been acting weird because of some bad code, and that some QA testers left as a result of a failed test case. Does that sound familiar? Because it's the same story from FNAF VR Help Wanted. Someone scans a circuit board from an animatronic into the system, leading to one of the QAs, Jeremy, to become, let's say, a failed failed test case. We find out in more emails from FNAF AR that the bad code turned out to be a virus that was put in their system when they scanned the circuit boards of one of the vintage animatronics. The company panics, trying to reach out to James Campbell from Fazbear Entertainment to get some help, but he never responds. Eventually, someone does respond, and it's Vanessa, claiming that she's from Fazbear Entertainment and that she talked to Jim, aka James, who she likely killed, and she can help them if they give her full access to their system. They end up trusting her and giving her full access. Now Vanessa has full access to send killer animatronics wherever she pleases, maybe to get rid of some therapists who are getting too close to the truth.
The woman's body was pretty messed up. It looked like it was mangled by machinery.
But I believe Steelwool decided to take things in a different direction, seemingly splitting up the actions of Vanessa and FNAF AR between Vanessa and Patient 46, since 46 was revealed to be the hacker who wasn't surprised that the therapists were going missing. This was the frustrating part of doing this research, because some things connect to the FNAF AR emails so well, and then some things don't. For example, Lewis works in the IT department in the FNAF AR emails, but in the Retro CDs and Security Breach, Vanessa says he works in the marketing department. In the FNAF AR emails, Vanessa is revealed to be 23 years old with a birthday in September of 1997, which would place Security Breach in 2020. We can even figure out the exact month it took place through the security reports from these emails, showing that the virus entered their systems in September. But within my lore hunt, I actually found out that Security Breach takes place in March. How? Throughout the mall, there's these magazines, and the Chica one seems to be very blurry, but the Freddy one seems clear as day. On it, you can see it says Spring Edition. Need more proof? One of the biggest mysteries about Security Breach for me were the whiteboards outside of the party rooms in the daycare. I wrote them off as just random numbers and letters to fill space, but if you look closer, they actually begin to make sense, using the erased writing as hints. The first column represents how many kids and which animatronic will be at the party. The second column represents how many parents will be at the party.
My cat just scared the
third column
shite
represents
out of
the
me.
date of the party. All of them close together and all in the month of March. And all these dates fall right under the erased word that says date. The last column is the reason for the party. Birthday, graduation, bat mitzvah. I just couldn't figure out GNNA. If you have any ideas for what that could mean, please leave them in the comments below. So this game takes place in March, which kind of messes with my theory that the game takes place on Vanessa's birthday in September, like the emails say, and my connections to that and the birthday poster in the daycare room and all of the birthday drawings in the sewer room, but whatever. For the record, Lewis's birthday takes place in March, so the birthday poster could be for him. Congratulations, you're now experiencing the constant back and forth that I've been experiencing for the past month. Throughout my research, I started making connections that I haven't seen
Someone's
got to
do it, John.
Before. When you look at
It's
all
not
the
gonna be
duffel
me,
bag
'cause
messages
I
from
will go
Security Breach
insane.
in order, they start to tell a few separate stories. The first is about some loud clanging coming from the vents. Thank you for contacting low-budget building contractors. We've done a preliminary inspection and find nothing wrong with your ventilation system. The loud clanging, banging, and scraping noises which were reported don't appear to be reproducible. Call us if it happens again. Invoice attached. Keith. I still can't find what is making all the clanging noise in the AC system. This is the 5th visit this week. If I could reach that stupid vent behind the exercise maze room, I could get to the catwalks over Gator Golf and take a look. Maybe someone who works in Mazercise knows how. I believe all the banging and scraping noises in the vents is the blob slowly collecting all of the old animatronics, sneaking through the mall through the vents. And
That
I
would make
believe
sense.
Vanessa catches onto this and tries to stop it. How does she try to stop it? Well, the animatronics and endos are too big to crawl into the vents, so she finds something smaller. Well, somehow, someone broke into a Rockstar Row display case and stole the wind-up
I was gonna
Music
say
Man
the Music
prototypes.
Man,
The
yeah.
case was smashed and there's glass on the floor, but no sign of a break-in. Nothing else seems to be missing. I have no idea how they got into the building, and there's nothing on the security footage. Now what should I do? Should I call the police and report a break-in? Vanessa.
that's
Vanessa is
why
using
those
those
are
Music Man
in there.
prototypes to man the vents and ward off the blob. How did she cover up the fact that she stole the prototypes? Well, she's the head of security, so she probably deleted all the footage of the crime, did a self-report specifically mentioning the glass on the floor, and then swept the glass up. How do I know she swept up the glass? Because the one place we see broken glass is where this video began, in the secret room right next to a broom. These messages lead right into our next
Secret
story,
room
the
next to a
catwalks
broom.
over Monte
Wow.
Golf. In one of the previous messages, the maintenance worker mentions needing to get to the vent behind Mazercise to see what's making all the noise. This is one of the many times Mazercise and the vent behind Mazercise that connects to the catwalks over Monte Golf is mentioned. The maintenance employees, Monty is seen skipping performances and being found in the catwalks, and another employee just wants to find the key to the controls for the maze. They write, "Where is everyone?" Leo was the only one who had a copy of the maze control key, but I haven't seen him for months. Maybe that creepy bot knows where he is. Leo was supposed to train it to work the maze. Instead, he tricked the bot into doing busy work under the daycare theater. I'll check after the all-staff meeting tonight. Leo hasn't been seen for months because Vanessa killed him. She wanted to be the only one accessing that vent behind Mazercise. To make sure of that, Leo wasn't the one who programmed the bot, and the bot wasn't programmed just to do busy work under the daycare theater. Vanessa programmed the bot to protect the Mazercise control key that she stashed there. When you first walk underneath the daycare theater, you're met with a bunch of endoskeletons that are not active. They only activate once you grab that Mazercise control key. And to top that all off, what sweatshirt is hanging in the secret daycare room? The Mazercise sweatshirt. Vanessa made sure that no one was accessing that vent. Why? I'm honestly not sure. It could be because Monty Golf was the last known whereabouts of Bonnie before he was decommissioned, and Vanessa wanted to make sure no one was around when she made Monty destroy Bonnie so she could use his endo to rebuild Afton, or it could be something completely
I'm thinking
different.
that.
The Monty one is my idea, but if you have any ideas,
I think it's a
leave
good
them below.
theory
Our
because
next big
I believe
mystery
that
is about the staff meeting. There are 5 messages that talk about this staff meeting. We find out that the staff meeting takes place on Thursday at 11:30 p.m., 30 minutes before the mall locks down and the security doors shut. It's revealed that one of the employees is scared of getting fired if they don't attend the meeting, and that the meeting will have cake being served. We find out through this message that the meeting was to tell all of the night staff that they're being replaced by the staff bots and to, quote, enjoy the additional time spent with your families. If you don't look further than that, it's not too interesting. Obviously, the company is cheap and wants to save money on labor, so they just replace their real employees with staff bots. But where did this meeting take place? I'll tell you, it took place here, right where you find the message from the meeting about the staff being replaced. As you can see, this room is demolished. For the most part, the Pizzaplex is fairly clean except for this room. I believe that Vanessa wanted to be the only human working the night shift, effective immediately, using the endos to kill all of the staff just like she used them to protect the Mazercise control key. Remember that employee that said they were going to grab the Mazercise control key from under the daycare theater after the staff meeting? Well, the reason the key is still there when we're playing the game is because that person never made it out of that staff meeting. There's further proof of this, although not solid, in the endo section of the game in parts and service, where you can see a secret endo with cake all over its face hiding behind a fence, right next to the door where it has a picture of an endo attacking an adult. After Vanessa does this, the security doors shut at midnight and she spends the night disposing of their bodies and deleting all of the security footage that would hold her accountable. Then, as we see in the FNAF AR emails, Vanessa, having full control of the Fazbear Entertainment System, sends a group of employees on a company retreat. And who else do we see on this list? James Campbell, the same employee she killed to gain access to their system. The newspaper we see in the escape ending never identifies the missing people as just kids, it's residents. These residents being employees from the Pizzaplex, therapists, and anyone else who is getting in the way of Vanny. The company retreat is how she explains the staff's disappearance to the company.
Damn, you really dove into this
game. The control
game.
She had of the company system a lot, sending and deleting emails to get herself hired and also to get Roxy Raceway built over the old pizzeria. So the staff meeting wasn't just a staff meeting. It was a chance for Vanessa to make sure that she's the only one working the night shift so she can fulfill Glitchtrap's orders of bringing him back to his physical form. The next mystery involves the arcade machines. There's at least 6 messages detailing weird behavior involving various arcade cabinets. The BB World machine went missing from the daycare theater after it started glitching out while guests were playing it. Chica's Feeding Frenzy won't turn off even when unplugged, and the Monty Golf arcade cabinet randomly showed up in the middle of the mini golf course. I honestly have no explanation for these ones. I can't tell if this is Steel just trying to tell you where the machines are so you can play them, or if there's actually heavy lore implications. But the Princess Quest machines seem to tell a more clear story. An employee is documenting their journey of trying to free the princess through playing all 3 arcade machines. I'm inclined to believe that this was Lewis based on the one message being titled Red Flag and the location of the final message of the Princess Quest story, but I'm not sure. If Lewis is the one camping out in the secret daycare room trying to free Vanessa by completing all of the Princess Quest machines, that would line up with his desperation in the emails to figure out if Vanessa is okay. That would also explain that one message where someone made a 911 call from inside the Pizzaplex despite Vanessa saying she was the only one there. And maybe Lewis called 911 because Vanessa found him hiding out and spooked him with her army of staff bots and endos and eventually got him fired, all the while taking Lewis's place of occupying that secret daycare room, which explains both of their possessions and stories being present in that room. My only reason that Vanessa didn't straight up kill Lewis is because because he was kind of on her side the whole time, so maybe she spared his life. Now we have the mystery of who Gregory is. I genuinely do think that Steele intended Gregory to be the rebuilt crying child, but it's easy to say that because the proof we have for that theory is the only real proof we have to identify him. The fact that Freddy says he's broken, the fact that when Freddy gets Roxy's eyes, he suddenly sees Gregory different, the fact that right after Freddy says he's broken, you pass by a group of staff bots reenacting the Give Gifts Give Life minigame where, wouldn't you know, the bot in the middle representing Golden Freddy is broken. It's the only thing we have to go off of, so obviously some people in the community made that conclusion. Why doesn't Gregory recognize Afton when he sees him? Because Gregory was never alive to see his dad turn into what he is today. Why is there no record of him, and why is he homeless? Because he probably faked his name to Freddy, and also he's been dead for years at this point. He doesn't have anyone left except Freddy, who I believe contains the soul of his brother, Michael. I believe Freddy's voice line when walking towards the Afton ending is him explaining that Vanny used him to dig the path down here, and that when he dug the path, he found himself for the first time, aka Michael Afton's soul entered Freddy. Michael, then possessing Freddy, sees Gregory in the audience during a show and is so overwhelmed that it causes a malfunction. Notice the picture of the small child on the screen. Now we have Michael, who is mixed with the programming of Glamrock Freddy. That's why he knows so much about the Pizzaplex, all the while being able to care for Gregory so much and say weird lines like he did in the Afton ending. Michael regrets his actions that led to his brother's death, and now will do anything to protect him. I don't believe the other three animatronics are possessed. I think they're just under Vanny's control through the virus. What is the Blob? I believe Matt did a fantastic job
I think Gregory's a robot,
what the Blob is in his newest theory, and I actually agree with him. In short, the Blob is the result of what happened in Pizzeria Simulator, when Henry burns everyone to a crisp. When he did that, their souls may have been freed, but all of the agony was left behind, melding into this one big blob monster that's determined to do the same thing Afton is trying to do: return to physical form by collecting old animatronic parts that are displayed across the mall. If you want a more detailed explanation about the Blob, I recommend MattPat's video. I'll link it below. And lastly, who is Patient 46? I honestly think they're a new character that's yet to be introduced, giving Steele Studios more time to figure out a good way to tell this story. Like I said earlier, it seems like Patient 46 has taken on some of the roles that Vanessa was supposed to have in the story that FNAF AR was setting up. The only real proof that Patient 46 could be Gregory is that the patient is described to be a child, but other than that, nothing really lines up. Let me throw out some odd connections that I picked up on while re-listening to the CDs. Vanessa mentions compartmentalizing her father and locking him away, which would directly connect her to being Tape Girl. But then who do we play as in FNAF VR? Maybe her sister coming to save her, but since Vanessa's Tape Girl, she tricked her sister, and now we play as Vanessa in the Curse of Dreadbeard DLC and her sister in FNAF VR, and now they're never mind. The answer is that there's no answer, at least yet. To summarize, I believe the story of Security Breach changed over time. FNAF AR introduced a story that Steele only wanted pieces of, keeping the things they liked and changing the things they didn't. The goal of this video was to make sense of what they were trying to say while also filling in some gaps of the story we've yet to figure out. I definitely didn't talk about everything, like Vanessa possibly being Elizabeth Afton or the secret sticky note room, so maybe I'll do a part 2 if you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below. Did I just solve Security Breach? Not in the way I think you were expecting, but I think I solved it in a way
a lot of
that
random
shows
things
that
that I had no clue about.
Game with the current content that we have. Anyways, that's all. I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe. I am begging.
Of course I subscribe. Bro, that was amazing. There was a lot going on there. That was really interesting, being that I knew there was some sort of connection in some way from FNAF AR to Security Breach because, you know, Vanessa talking to Lewis, but I never really clued in that they really do talk about this through those mini therapy tapes and throughout certain bags that you found throughout the Pizzaplex. Like, it's really cool. It's really interesting. Same with the broken glass in that back room. I don't think I ever saw that back room in the daycare center. Like, that, it's cool. All right, it's cool. Yes. There's a lot of things that, yes, it's a theory, but I believe it because I've never actually been there before, and he really tells quite the compelling story, dude. Great job, John. Well, guys, that was I solved FNAF Security Breach. Not me, John from FNAF. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and if you have any thoughts on your own theories, or if you believe this in some way as well. And everything will be linked in the description down below, so you can check everything out for yourself. Please go subscribe to John from FNAF. Go check out all his socials. He's pretty active, and he deserves it, like I said. Don't like it if you enjoyed. Subscribe for some more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. So, bye.